Hi, Jamie. How are you?
Hi, Mary. I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
Good, thanks. So, thank you so much for participating in Evolve's How to Be series. I really appreciate your participation, and I hope you have a chance to check out the other videos that we've been uploading on our YouTube channel just to support families during this time. And I just appreciate you being here and taking some time to talk with us.
Yeah, I'm happy to chat.
Yeah. So, why don't we start just by you explaining a little bit about your circumstances right now? Sort of let us know about your family and about your work and what you've been up to.
Sure. So I have two daughters. Charlotte's 3.5, and Madeline is 16 months. And we were living in New York City in our apartment up until last week. We actually pulled Charlotte from school a little bit earlier. She has some special needs and health concerns and stuff, and we were just being very overly cautious um, and then of course that following Monday school was closed anyway. So with school being closed, I'm a pediatric physical therapist, and my main job is in a school. It's not actually working for the school, but it's kind of all connected. And so because of the schools being closed, I no longer had work, I guess, a need to go into work or anything to do at work. So with that being the case, luckily my husband can work from home, and he had been already. I just thought that there was really no need for us to stay put and keeping the girls inside a tiny little apartment. So we kind of weighed out some options, and luckily my mom and my aunt live about a block away from each other in Charlotte, North Carolina. So my mom was willing to leave her house and move in with my aunt so we can have her house in Charlotte. So we packed up the girls and our two cats and drove 12 hours straight through to come here. And we've been here quarantining ever since.
Wow. 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 So, how old are your girls right now?
3.5 and 16 months. So Charlotte's in school,
Hmm.
um, in um, preschool, and Madeline is not doing anything yet, but she's getting school now through Charlotte.
Sure. Sure.
Luckily, her school has provided us with lots of interactive opportunities with virtual classroom, circle times, snack times, one-on-ones with teachers, and they post lots of different activities for me to be able to do with her. Not that I get to them all, but I'm, trying to manage that as best as I can and give her opportunities. But to be honest, like the fact that we have outdoor space here, I'm trying to just use real life and take them on walks and go outside and teach them things as best as I can as their mom through like everyday experiences that they don't necessarily get when they're in the city, or as often as they can. So, um, you know, just trying to do my best with that
Yeah.
aspect of things.
Makes really good sense. Absolutely. So, what is your typical day like right now? What is that like?
Yeah, I don't have like a very structured schedule, but I try to have a schedule in mind to keep it pretty consistent for the girls. Charlotte especially needs routine. So, we wake up and do our normal breakfast time, kind of hang out, relax a little bit in the morning. And then we do your wonderful morning meeting that we get to have a little interaction with other people and put it on the TV and see it big time. And then we do usually a walk around the neighborhood or an outdoor activity. Um, and then we do like an art activity, and then we'll have lunch. The girls have naps. And then after that, we do another outdoor activity. We've been doing like a science experiment or making moon sand or making Play-Doh or something like that in the afternoon. Um, and then, typical nighttime dinner, bath, that whole thing. The difference being like here it's so light. I mean, now that the time is changing, it's lighter out, and because we can be outside, they want to be outside a long time. And so I'm finding it's stretching our day a little bit, so finding a little bit more to fill it with. But you know they seem to kind of thrive on anything that's fun and interactive. And so even if we just do a dance party or, play music or run around the house for a little while and get some movement into, like, they're happy. So that's been a saving grace for me, is that they've been pretty go with the flow so far, even though their world is kind of turned upside down. They don't really know it yet. So the benefit, I guess, of having littler ones.
True. It's true. They may not be as aware, and that's always a nice thing in some ways, right? Especially now.
Yeah. I mean, it is a little weird because, like, my mom will go on a walk, but she'll stay really far away, and the girls want to run up and give her a hug, and they don't, kind of understand why we're not doing that. So that's been tricky, but
yeah. Makes sense. No, that definitely makes sense. So since all of this happened, could you share with us something that's been like a real high versus a real low moment in your existence in the new?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I think just in general, the highs have been my time with the girls, because I have been, even though I have a flexible schedule, I've been a full-time working mom, and I don't get to have these days with them usually. So that's been really nice to just connect with them on that fun, playful level, instead of always the mom type things that I'm usually doing with them.
Right.
So that's been great. And then just having the support of, like, my mom, like, stocked the fridge for us before we came, and, just things that were really nice and supportive. That was great. The low was definitely, I think, leading up to our decision, trying to get on the same page with my husband and what's the best thing for our family, and making that decision, and the uncertainty of, we could be leaving our house for who knows how long, and what do we take with us, what do we not take with us, where do we go, and then just the scary part of, like, am I staying far enough away from my mom? Like, is she gonna be, near me? And not that we've been sick ourselves, but just, coming from New York, I just felt like kind of we have like an X on our backs, everyone's kind of looking at us with those, questionable eyes of, what are you doing here? Where kind of thing.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
yeah.
Sure. That makes good sense. No, I know it's super scary, and it's like, you definitely don't want to do anything to jeopardize her or anyone really. It's just, yeah, definitely can relate to that. So what kind of parenting tool are you using right now? What would you say is something that you're doing now that you have your kids all the time? Is there something that you're doing with them that you feel like is really working for you that you could share with us?
Yeah. I mean, I guess I've always kind of gone to, like, Pinterest for, crafty ideas. I'm not necessarily creative in that aspect of thinking of the things to do, but if I see something, I can usually copy it pretty well. So I've been kind of going there for the different little science experiments and recipes of things to do with them. I love to bake and cook, so I feel like I just follow my strength and what that is, and focus there. Um, I think from, like, an actual educational tool, like the Google Classroom has been something we haven't used before, but it's been nice because we can see what her other friends in class are doing, and, kind of use that as a gauge for how to, do some things with the limited resources we have here too. And then she can stay connected with her friends and see them. And then your morning meeting every morning has been something, it just kicks off the day. It's just a nice way to kind of start things. And, like, on a Monday through Friday, this is a school day, even though we're not going to school. And then the weekends actually feel like weekends, and we can just kind of, do our normal routine. So that's what I've gotten into so far. I'm sure as time goes on, I'll probably pull more resources from there, different places, but that's where I'm starting, and we'll see how long it lasts.
Yeah. No, totally, totally. The structure is really everything for them and for us, I think, too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so just in closing, this series is called How to Be. And so do you have any advice that you feel is particularly top of mind for families at this time? Like if you were to kind of give somebody advice on like how to be right now, what's something that you kind of know for sure?
I think that, for me, I'm trying to stay as informed as possible. So trying to be informed and make decisions that are smart, regardless of what everyone else is doing around me. And, you know, uh, but also being calm for my kids, because I think right now there's just so much panic and
Mhm.
uncertainty and everything else happening and floating around in everybody's minds and stuff. But I'm trying to keep things as they're young. So I, I feel like maybe an older kid, you might be able to have a more realistic conversation with them. For the little ones, I'm just trying to keep things as everyday normal as possible within their little world, so that they're, remembering this time, hopefully with a happy cue instead of kind of what really is happening out there.
Mhm.
um, and just trying to be extra cautious and extra safe, and do the things that are um, hopefully going to keep this from spreading and becoming more than what it is. And I think that it's important to have the news and know what's going on, but also to have a break too, and have some time to just kind of be you and be relaxed and be calm and and
Yeah.
a little bit removed from some of the things too. So having a balance, I guess, is the biggest thing, is you know not letting one overwhelm the other, and just trying to find as much balance between the two as possible.
Yeah, makes really good sense. Well, I really appreciate you sharing your perspectives and your experience with us. And I hope everyone listening just finds solace in knowing that they're not alone and that, we're all going through this. And there's certainly some positives to the situation as well as some real challenges. So I really appreciate you spending some time with me today. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in person sometime really
I
soon.
know, me too. I know. I hope so.
Thanks again, Jamie.
You're welcome.
Okay.